What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer. Today we talk about the U.S. men's national team players who are currently playing in Germany, specifically the Bundesliga. I'll talk a little about the second tier at the end. But we got a couple of really strong players in it. First and foremost, Gio Reyna. Last year was supposed to be his big breakout year for Borussia Dortmund, but injuries happened, and he's basically in the same place he was last year, maybe a little bit lower since having lost a year of development. But he still looks like he's in a really good situation. He's been playing a lot for Dortmund as an 8 this year, and I think he might be playing in the center midfield position, which is definitely good for his development. Even if it's not the position he plays in long term, it's good for him to be getting on the ball in that position. I feel like it's going to be really exciting to watch him play. Again, too early in the preseason, and though he has played, it hasn't been too much, so we don't really know how it's going to line up. Dortmund's a very strong team, made a lot of signings this year, so we can't say exactly where he ends up playing for them, but it's going to be fun to watch. I think he's going to develop a lot, and he's definitely going to be a star for us in World Cup if he's healthy, so it's going to be really fun. Next, we got Joe Scally, and Scally, he's in a different position this year. He's probably hasn't changed too much, but I think he's only gotten better. Last year, he was kind of a surprise starter, breaking out of nowhere, but now he's a bit more experienced. I think he's going to show. He's going to have a very solid season in the Bundesliga. Hopefully, he's been playing a bit more at right back this year in the preseason, so hopefully he gets that one position stability, gets to actually play the position, develop going forward and as a right back, which is a lot different than playing as an inverted left back. And I think it'll really help him. And a lot of development's a word I'm going to be saying a lot, but there are a lot of young players in Germany this year. So it's going to be something that is going to be said, but he can continue to grow as a player, keep going well on that left hand or right hand side. And hopefully Borussia Mönchengladbach will be in a better position than they were at the end of last season. And he'll be able to really lock in a starting role that he only had that due to mostly injuries. I think this year could be a year for him to really push. Next, we're going to Augsburg, and I'm not going to talk too much about Maurice Malone because he is a dual national that hasn't committed yet. But Ricardo Pepi, first full season in the Bundesliga. It's good that he had just a full break, full off season to recover, and he'll do a lot better this year. Something to keep in mind is that he's still a really young player, so if he has a 5-goal season, that's amazing. People forget that Josie Altidore never had a 2-goal season in a top 5 league. So really anything is going to be positive. I wouldn't worry about him too much this year. I'm hoping he continue to get time, even if it's off the bench, just continue to play every game, hopefully at that striker position. Just keep working, keep getting better, and don't worry too much about Ricardo Pepi this year. Even if we're kind of stressed out because we're stressed out over him because the national team doesn't have any good strikers. If we had any talent up top, we would just be thrilled about Ricardo Pepi getting game time. But unfortunately, we don't, and there's a lot of pressure under him. But just keep in mind, under normal circumstances, well, not really normal for us, I guess this is kind of the default, but under ideal circumstances, Pepi, anything he does this year is going to be a positive. So I'm not worried about him at all. Next player we got to talk about is Jordan Pefok. Big transfer to the Bundesliga this year, and it's really going to be, if he shows out this year, I think he's in the national team, no question. My real hiccup on him is that, sure, he was killing it in the Swiss league, and I feel like he's been pretty good in every opportunity. He just missed one chance, and we got him out of the team for that, but it doesn't affect many other players for missing one chance. But with Pefok, it was what it was, and I do understand it, though, because I think as a player, he's more of a poacher. He's somebody who's going to be scoring goals, but that's mostly it. And with him, he was killing in the Swiss league, but he didn't have a good record in France. And I can understand not wanting to have a guy whose only job is to score goals when he hasn't proven he can score at a high level. So this is a make or break year for him. If he can score at a high level in Germany, get him back in the team because he proved he can score goals. But if he can't, it is what it is. So I think it's a huge year for Jordan Pefok. If he can come into the Bundesliga and do really well, that's great. If not, well, it is what it is. And next we got two 2003 players who really are, unlike Ricardo Pepi, have a chance to develop. That's Kevin Parody and Justin Shea. Kevin Parody's at Wolfsburg, and Wolfsburg do not have a very good track record for Americans other than John Brooks. A lot of players, Kobe Hernandez Foster was one who really didn't do too great, man. But he's had a couple good moments lately, but didn't do well at Wolfsburg. But I think Parody, they've spent a lot of money on him. I think he's a talented player. With him, I think he's going to be playing more winger than a fullback, which is a little bit disappointing from national team perspective because we really need a left back. But I think he'll get a lot more playing time when he gets to come in off the bench, just playing games, appear in the Bundesliga, get acclimated to that level. And as mentioned before, he's a very young player. He really shouldn't be playing that regularly right now at a high level of competition. But just continue to get training sessions, get better, raise your level of play, raise your speed of play, and maybe you can make a good impact off the bench for Wolfsburg this year. And I'm looking forward to watching him play. And then we got Justin Che, who at the moment is at Hoffenheim. There have been some rumors of shenanigans going on. I think they want to loan him out, but like he's only there on loan, so they'd either have to buy him right away or just let him go, which I don't think they want to do either. But I'm not expecting him to play too much this year. He is a center back, and unlike with like a winger with a striker, you're not just going to sub him on late in the game to just get some experience. No, like if he does bad at center back, they lose that game. They lose a lead. Like it's could be rough for him. I think it's not the best situation at the moment. Like I think he's going to be playing a lot on the second team or just having a lot of games where he's not playing much. Hopefully I get proven wrong, but it's kind of a rough situation for him. I think like a loan would be good for him if that's even possible. But, is what it is. I think that he's definitely a talented player. He could find a way to make it work out, but it's not the best situation for him. Unlike Paradis, I like his situation. Pepe, Scally, Reyna, Pefok even. Like I really like all their situations, but with Che, I feel like it's a little bit rough. Then we got a couple other players. Nico Carrera, he's going to be playing a little bit. He's a center back who's, I think he's looked pretty good in some small moments. He's probably going to be a good option for us for the Olympics, but it's going to be tough for him to really do anything for the national team anytime soon, but he's something to keep an eye on. Timothy Chandler is still there. Honestly, our right back situation is not great. Maybe if Timmy Chandler a call. George Bellows in the second tier. I think it's good for him to develop, keep playing. Hopefully he can get a lot better. He's still a really young player, so he's only a couple months older than John Tolkien, who's really regarded as a young player. So I'm definitely not losing faith in George Bellow, but he does need to improve, and I think it's a good place to do it. Julian Green and Big Tillman are also there. I should have called it Carrera, Big Carrera, but I think Green, his time's kind of passed for the national team. It's not going to happen. Tim Tillman, made sure I wasn't confusing with his brother, could find himself playing for us eventually, but it's going to be tough, and I'm not talking about them too much for a reason. Yeah, that's everybody playing in Germany right now. Well, probably missing a couple of dual nationals, and some players that will come out of nowhere. Leonard Maloney, he's another guy I didn't talk too much about, but just some really strong players in the Bundesliga. I'm really hoping Gio Reyna, Joe Scally, Ricardo Pepi, Paradis, Che, they can all find a way to succeed. Maybe Pefok can really have just a breakout dominant year in the top 6 or top 5 leagues. So yeah, that's all I talk about right now. See you.